You step outside, and the heat hits you like a wall. The air is thick. The road beneath your feet is soft from the sun. It's 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body is already sweating before you've taken 10 steps. Now imagine something different. You board a plane. 20 hours later, a door opens. And what's on the other side isn't just cold. It's Antarctica, the coldest, driest, and windiest place on the surface of this planet. And your body has no idea what's about to happen to it. So, what actually happens when a human body goes from 40 degrees Celsius heat to Antarctica's deadly cold? Your home freezer runs at minus 15 degrees Celsius. The average winter at the South Pole is minus 49. In 1983, scientists at Vostok Station recorded minus 89.6 degrees, the coldest temperature ever measured at a staff station. The gap between where you started and where you've arrived? More than 130 degrees. That's not a weather change. That's a different world. Here is the first thing you need to understand, and it's counterintuitive. Coming from 40-degree heat doesn't just mean you have further to travel on the temperature scale. It means your body is in the exact opposite state to what Antarctica demands. In extreme heat, your blood vessels are wide open, pushing warm blood to your skin's surface so heat can escape. Your heart is working hard to circulate that blood. Your entire cardiovascular system is running at full speed, in one direction. The moment extreme cold hits your skin, something happens that scientists call the cold shock response. Your skin's nerve endings fire immediately. Your emergency nervous system activates in full. Within seconds, you gasp involuntarily. Your breathing rate skyrockets. Your heart rate spikes, then can plunge just as fast. That violent swing in cardiovascular load is one of the primary reasons sudden cold exposure can cause cardiac arrest in otherwise healthy people, before the body has even started to get cold. At the same time, hyperventilating expels carbon dioxide from your blood faster than your body produces it. Your blood chemistry shifts, dizziness sets in, and in cold water, this is the moment people drown, not from hypothermia, but because they inhale water during that first uncontrollable gasp. If the shock phase doesn't overwhelm you, the body's defenses activate. First, vasoconstriction. Your blood vessels clamp shut. Blood is rerouted inward, away from the skin and toward the vital organs. Your fingers, toes, nose, and ear tips are the first to be abandoned by your circulatory system. Your skin goes pale, then blue. Then comes shivering, your muscles contracting and relaxing involuntarily, dozens of times per second, generating heat through pure mechanical movement. Shivering can increase your heat production by 5 times its resting rate, but it burns through blood sugar rapidly. It's exhausting, and it cannot last. But here is where the science becomes genuinely remarkable, and this is something most people, even educated people, have never heard of. Your body has a second way to generate heat, one that doesn't require a single muscle contraction. It's called brown adipose tissue, brown fat. Unlike ordinary white fat, which simply stores energy, brown fat burns energy directly to produce heat. It's packed with mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, which give it its distinctive color. Brown fat sits near your spine, your collarbone, and around your major arteries, placed to warm your blood from the inside. When cold strikes, your nervous system activates it within minutes. And here's the part that should genuinely surprise you. Studies show that after just 4 weeks of regular cold exposure, the volume of active brown fat in your body can increase by 45%. Your body literally grows more of its own heating system. After only 1 week of cold exposure, shivering intensity already begins to drop, because the body increasingly outsources heat production to its brown fat instead. If the body's defenses fail, hypothermia begins. Your core temperature drops below 37 degrees. At first, intense shivering, confusion, slowed thinking. Then, and this is the dangerous sign, shivering stops. Not because the body is recovering, but because it has run out of energy to shiver. The heart begins beating irregularly. Below 28 degrees, unconsciousness. Below 20, cardiac arrest. In Antarctic conditions without adequate gear and shelter, This progression can begin within minutes. At the extremities, fingers, toes, and nose, a separate danger develops. When blood abandons those areas and temperatures are sufficiently low, the water inside your cells begins to freeze. Ice crystals form inside living tissue, rupturing cell walls from the inside. That is frostbite. And in severe cases, it is permanent. 5 things about Antarctica that most people don't know. 1. Antarctica is technically a desert. It receives less annual precipitation than the Sahara. 2. In winter, sea ice forms along Antarctica's coasts, and the continent nearly doubles in size. 3. The wind. Katabatic winds, cold air pouring off the polar plateau, can reach 300 kilometers per hour. Wind chill at minus 30 degrees can make the effective temperature feel close to minus 60. 4. Babies are born with large reserves of brown fat because they cannot shiver effectively. It is their built-in heating system, and one of the reasons researchers are now studying brown fat as a potential treatment for obesity. 5. The coldest temperature ever measured anywhere on Earth's surface was minus 93 degrees Celsius, recorded not at a station but by satellite on the East Antarctic Plateau in 2010. Scientists believe it may be close to the coldest our planet's surface can physically become. So what does all of this tell us? It tells us the human body is not a fixed machine built for one environment. It is a dynamic, adaptive system. The same species that evolved in tropical heat has built research stations in a place where exposed skin can sustain permanent damage in under a minute. It didn't do that through brute strength. It did it through biology, through blood vessels that redirect on command, through muscles that shiver without being asked, through brown fat quietly burning in the dark, and through a body that, given time, always tries to adapt. The gap between 40 degrees and minus 89 is more than a number. It is a measure of what the body is asked to survive, and what, remarkably, it begins to.